John Blake presents Abandoned Child, written by Toni Maguire with Amy Jones, read by Katy Sobey. This audio is a work of non-fiction based on the life, experiences and recollections of the author. The names of people, places, dates, sequences, or the details of events have been changed to protect the privacy and identity of the author and her children. Please note that this audiobook contains sensitive content around child abuse that some listeners may find triggering or challenging. Abandoned Child. Alone and afraid. This is Amy's shocking true story of survival. Prologue. I wanted to have my story written down as a book for my daughter to read when she was old enough. There are parts in it that I'm truly ashamed of. Of course, I could leave them out, but I won't, because my mistakes are a warning, not just to my daughter, but to other young people as well. There are people in my story that I should never have made friends with, things I did that I never should have done. Nor should I have stayed with those who tried every trick in an attempt to destroy me. Towards the end of my story comes the man who I met in my teens. He would describe himself as my ex-partner, and, although he is the father of my child, that is not what I would call him. I have other, more frightening words in my head about him. If I hadn't learned that he had died, would I have had the courage to put all this in writing? I can't tell you for sure, because, after all the years since I left him, his continued presence in my world still terrified me. So, how did I feel when not so long ago I received a letter telling me that he had died of bone cancer when I already knew that he had been ill for some time? My hands shook as I read that letter. I just about fell backwards on the couch and found myself bursting into tears. But it was not sorrow in any way that caused those tears to dampen my cheeks. It was unbelievable relief. Finally, I was free. So, was I his wife? No, I was his prisoner. Could I have escaped? How could a girl who had enjoyed a once happy childhood become under the control of such a violent and controlling person in the first place? The answer to that question is that there are two types of prison. The ones with bars and locked doors, which make it impossible to walk away. Then there's the other type of prison, where day by day, fear is built and confidence slowly eroded until they become the barrier which prevent the victim from walking through an open door. So how does a sociopath like him build that barrier initially? The answer is that they gradually take away every layer of their victim's confidence until there is not a scrap left. Force her to obey every command until she becomes a human doormat that he can trample on whenever he wishes. Make her believe that he would find her and beat her almost to death should she run. In my story, it's a long journey until I became that victim just at the point when I thought that I was starting to turn my life around. And even longer until, for the sake of my child, I finally managed to leave him. His outrage and anger when I left him followed me around for over 10 years. Threats came my way. All those years when I was terrified that he would do as he threatened. One of these taunts was that he would have my face cut so badly no man would ever want to look at me again. Another was that he would take my daughter away from me. Threats that made me shake each time I received them. My daughter was not even 5 when I left him, and I did my best to wipe her memories of him away. Even so, she had nightmares about him, and those nightmares when she was tiny continued until she was almost in her teens. It was when she was 17 and had gone on Facebook that he managed to track us down again. She didn't ever want to see him again. Her memories of him are not that vivid, but her dreams were, and they came back to haunt her. So why did I not go to the police with those taunts and those messages?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?